स्क्रीन बंद करना स्क्रीन.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been invited for this program today on the National Geography. And a bit of revision of my experiences and a bit of learning more and a bit of things which I saw here. And like your stories, Dr. Dhoni, and so with some interesting stories from Chairman Karthikeya, बहुत अच्छे हैं. I hope I can mix a little bit of Hindi. I'll be more comfortable. मुझे अंग्रेजी कम आती है, तो मैं उर्दू में लिखता हूँ. And when you mentioned about Urdu, let me tell you that Urdu in India and in Urdu Pakistan is of course different. It is changing slowly. But in Urdu in India is also has many chapters. For example, you go to south, it is Dakkani, and Urdu is. For that matter, there is not one Hindi in India. There is not one English in India. There is not even one Marathi or Gujarati. So the dialect keeps on changing. The diction keeps on changing all over India. But the script will help. Everybody will read it in its own diction. So only one script is required for that. Anyway, coming back to this, I'm reminded of the approach to the entire thing from scientists you have heard, and the approach of a poet will be totally different. It's not in contradiction, but its expression will change naturally. I can't express it with that way and with a graph there or something in my hand which I can keep on flicking with it. I can maximum do with my pen or pencil. I was bad in not only maths, Dr. Dhoni. I remember the story you told me. I was poor even in geography in my school. Because the textbooks were not so interesting as the National Geography is. I wish it was there in my school in those times. You are all lucky to have it now. And it's interesting for the children. Around me, not the textbook. And I know my little trips and running around and playing in Roshanarabha in Delhi, in the old Delhi of those times. And my birds and insects that we played with. It is bringing the National Geography scene, bringing the life around you alive today. It is the life of every day. But yet, which is seen, and it's the life of every day which you see but you don't notice. It's the studies, it's knowing. We hardly know the names of the insects that we meet every day, or we see everywhere. And I know, even I learned this story of the ant from Natural Geography in those old days. I remember it very well. Not only how they carry their baggage, how they exchange for exchanging a dead body of one group of ants to another. And if their dead body is left in one part, that kind of insect, that kind of ant, how they take the dead body across in exchange of a grain. All those stories I've read from Natural Geography. How the ants have their wars, and how they lead with the queen ant. All those stories are very, very interesting. I know it was in 70s when I went to Washington once and went to the office of the National Geography. A friend of mine had taken me there. And I saw the photographs of Guru Karan's son, and I was so fascinated how those photographs were taken. And sit with my grandson in the classroom. He would go in the sun. I'm happy that Govind is involved with this son. He's my son-in-law, his son. I want to sit in the classroom with his son now, who is fascinated with animals, and one of his attractions to go to the school is that there's a fish tank. That's why he wants to go there. And there's a big fish there. And then he wants to go to that restaurant at Sahab, only because of that fish. I'm sure this will come alive for children, for our schools here in India. Though a little request to Dr. Roni again, that I wish to see a little more Indian chapters in it. The Indian environments are very, 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 very rich. And even culturally, you have enough to explore and enough to describe. Though it's only a desire, only a wish, and the children will also identify more easily with those chapters and with those kinds of, because birds or ants or insects or trees or animals, they have a difference according to the countries and places. And I'm sure they'll be able to identify more if there are more of Indian chapters involved in it, where the children can identify more with their, like we also see ants here and put atta in it, and we put the flour there. This keeps on happening. I have been, of course, very passionate and love this environment and want to do my best to look after it and want to inspire people to be careful about the green of this globe, where they, instead of making it 1.5, there is only one. Even I would like to remind them how to preserve it. But you have to get involved with it. And that can happen only if we have this education from the childhood. And I appreciate Dr. Sahab, for the program which you have given there. We have grown up like, for example, I should say, when we were in school, we have seen the planting of trees in our surrounding, in our schools, in our gardens. By the time we passed the school, the plant grew on faster, the tree grew faster and taller than me. But our friendship didn't stop at that. Our friendship and even our fights, because I wanted to once climb the tree and pluck a mango from there, because the tree had grown up and had grown up enough, and I want, give me my mango, I have nourished you, I have done my share with you and bringing you up. And he threw me down, and I told them I treat some of them like my cousins also. And I have met trees on the, for example, you will find a poem in this case, कोकबाद के नुक्कड़ पर वो पेड़ खड़ा है जिसका गुस्सा नहीं उतरता. You will read the translation in this. So that tree in the corner of Ekbad, a place, and always remains angry all the time. और ये भी कि उसको खुजली है, होती है, खुजाता है. मैं in Hindi I'll be able to explain that. You can read the translation in this. Yeah, you can help. Govind can help. Dr. Dam to know it. उसको खुजली है, उसे तंग करते हैं लोग. तो क्या करें, बस स्टैंड के पास खड़ा हुआ है, खाम खाई का आदमी आया, बीड़ी बुझा के चला गया. Naturally, he has a reason to feel angry. Somebody extinguishing his cigarette, but so the tree has a reason to feel angry about it. और उसका गुस्सा नहीं हो सकता इसीलिए. तो अब उसने क्या किया है कि उसने क्यों, he has his own defense mechanism. These kind of things happen with people. I mean, they are also alive. They are totally alive. You have to understand them and you have to feel it. And expansion of roads, expansions of wire, we start cutting them very cruelly. And if you have grown up with that kind of association with the tree, next time you can't go to that time. You can't face that tree. You feel guilty. You feel bad. But you feel guilty because you have been at the altar. You nourished him. Now that the municipality has come to cut it, I don't even go to stop anybody. That kind of a responsibility and emotional link you have to have and develop with your environment, then you will start taking an action. Then you will start doing. And I hope I won't give so much of your time. And I'll read out a poem to you. Now these are few questions which happen to me. If you have the book you have been given, sir, it's page 21. You will find the English one, English translation. Leaves in autumn. पतझड़ में जो पत्ते गिरने लगते हैं, क्या कहते होंगे शाखों से? पतझड़ में जो पत्ते गिरने लगते हैं, क्या कहते होंगे शाखों से? हम तो अपना मौसम जी कर जाते हैं, तुम खुश रहना। तुमको तो हर मौसम की औलादें पाल के रुखसत करनी होगी। तो वो जानेंगे दोस्त, leaves will live, the new leaves have to come. पतझड़ में जब पत्ते गिरने लगते हैं, क्या कहते होंगे शाखों से? हम तो अपना मौसम जी कर जाते हैं, तुम खुश रहना। तुमको तो हर मौसम की औलादें पाल के रुखसत करनी होंगी। शाख की बारी आई जब कटने की, तो पेड़ से बोली, खुद बोली थी, तुमको मेरी उम्र लगे, तुमको तो बढ़ना है और ऊंचा होना है, दूसरी आ जाएगी, मुझको याद न रखना। तुमको मेरी उम्र लगे, तुमको तो बढ़ना है और ऊंचा होना है, दूसरी आ जाएगी, मुझको याद न रखना। पेड़ जमीन से क्या कहता जब खोद खोद कर उसकी जड़ों के टांके तोड़े और जमीन से अलग किया। That's how you turn out a tree and it falls. पेड़ जमीन से क्या कहता जब खोद खोद कर उसकी जड़ों के टांके तोड़े और जमीन से अलग किया? उल्टा जमीन को कहना पड़ा। याद है एक छोटे से बीज से तुमने झांक के देखा था जब पहली पत्ती आई थी, फिर आना और मेरी कोख से पैदा होना, डर में बची रही, डर में बची रही। तो वो जमीन की फिक्र है, वो सोच one more where I had commissioned the book. I met this mountain in Bhutan, in Thamboo. That was the second time I met him, and he asked me that mountain. पिछली बार जब आया था, पिछली why do you people remain so stunned? पिछली बार भी आया था तो इसी पहाड़ में नीचे खड़ा था, मुझसे कहा था तुम लोगों के कद क्यों छोटे रह जाते हैं? आओ हाथ पकड़ो मेरा, असलियों पर पांव रखो, ऊपर आ जाओ। आओ ठीक से चेहरा तो देखो, तुम कैसे लगते हो। क्या है, जैसे मेरी चींटियों को तुम अलग अलग पहचान नहीं सकते, मुझको भी तुम एक ही जैसे लगते हो सब। वो फर्क तो वैसे हो गया जैसे हम चींटियों को देखते हैं, वो मुझे देखता है। आओ हाथ पकड़ लो मेरा, पसलियों पर पांव रखो, ऊपर आ जाओ। आओ ठीक से चेहरा तो देखो तुम कैसे लगते हो। जैसे मेरी च्योटियों को तुम अलग अलग पहचान नहीं सकते, मुझको भी तुम एक ही जैसे लगते हो। सब एक ही फर्क है, मेरी कोई च्योटी बदन पर चढ़ जाए तो चुटकी से पकड़ के फेंक के उसको मार देते हो, मैं ऐसा नहीं करता। मेरे सनोवर देखो, सनोवर के पेड़ हैं, मेरे सनोवर देखो कितने ऊंचे ऊंचे कद हैं इनके, तुमसे 7 गुना तो होंगे, शायद 10 या 12 गुना हो। उम्रें देखो इसकी तुम कितनी बड़ी हैं, सदियों जिंदा रहते हैं these trees। उनकी उम्रें आपसे कितनी बड़ी हैं? उम्रें देखो उसकी कितनी बड़ी हैं, सदियों जिंदा रहते हैं। कह देते हो कहने को तुम, लेकिन अपने बड़ों की इज्जत करते नहीं हो, इसीलिए तुम लोगों के कद। इतना अकेला नहीं हूं मैं, तुम जितना समझते हो। तुम ही लोग हो भीड़ में रहकर भी तन्हा तन्हा लगते हो। भरे हुए जब काफिले बादलों के जाते हैं, जफ्फियां डाल के मिलकर जाते हैं वो मुझसे। दरिया भी उतरते हैं तो पांव छू के विदा रखते हैं, नीचे से पिघल के जब जाते हैं। दरिया भी उतरते हैं तो पांव छू के विदा होते हैं। मौसम मेरे मेहमान हैं, आते हैं तो वहीं रहकर जाते हैं। अदल नदल के रिश्ते हैं वो सारे निभाते हैं। देखता हूँ कितनी छोटी छोटी महफिलों में तुम, उम्रों में तुम मिलते और बिछड़ते हो। ख्वाहिशें और उम्मीदें भी बस छोटी छोटी उम्रों जितनी, इसीलिए क्या तुम लोगों के कद इतने छोटे रह जाते हैं। थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
ये भाई सुन, देख मेरे पास माइक होता है।
मेरे को बोल रहे हो भाई, ऐसा करोगे?
लाइट लगाने में क्या दिक्कत है तुम लोग को? सर बाइट भी करनी है, एक छोटी सी बाइट।
बाइट किस बात की?
इंटरव्यू।
बाइट
इंटरव्यू।
जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स